right, everyone. So I wanted to get on here and tell you quickly my testimony, a little bit about what I've gone through in the last 2 years. And I know a lot of you, this is kind of maybe too much or it's not true. And I've actually had some of you say that there's no way that I could have, that this could be, that what I'm going to tell you could be. So I'm going to tell you this is what has happened to me. And I don't lie. As a Holy Spirit filled Christian, I can't lie. When I do lie, you guys have seen this happen. When I have said something that I found out was actually not true, I didn't mean to lie, but then I realized like I actually told you something wrong. I come back on and tell you like, hey, you guys, I messed up. I was wrong about that. And we make it right. So I want you to understand something here is that I never expected any of this to happen. 2 years ago, somebody introduced me to a product that I thought, I'll try it. Within 24 hours, 100% of my inflammation was gone. That freaked me out. I've had inflammation for a decade before. Waking up when I wake up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night or in the morning, I'm walking like a 90-year-old to the bathroom. Everything hurts. My hips hurts, my knees hurt, I can't even flex my feet. It's like everything hurts. And within 24 hours, I was able to get up out of bed as if I had just sat down. That was really weird. So as I continued to use it, I noticed that my skin started getting cleaner. I started getting less wrinkles. My nails started growing much longer and stronger. I remember waking up going, why is my décolletage not wrinkly anymore? Like that was weird. I thought it was like blurry. I then went into a couple more months of using and just trying to understand the fact that my hormones had completely regulated. Now, I've been going through perimenopause for like 3.5 years, 4 years. Now it's been 5.5 years. I want to tell you something right now, waking up in a pool of your own sweat, and I don't mean a small amount of sweat. I mean, like I just got out of the pool and just went to bed, that kind of amount of water. That's awful and it's gross. And off the covers, on the covers, off the covers, on the covers. I stopped 100% of my hormone supplements and all of my hormones regulated. So I just want to tell you this was just with one product. So I took a $99 a month product and swapped out things that I was using for my joint health, all of the aches and everything that I was doing, and all of my hormones. It was $398 worth of supplements alone before tax and shipping for a $99 a month before tax and shipping product. That's crazy to me. Fast forward to about, I want to say 9 months in. It was, I started in early February, end of like mid-October. We got into a situation where I was starving and I had no ability. We were on an airplane and I had no ability to get any food that had no gluten. Now, those of you who have followed me for any length of time know how aggressive my celiac is, and you've experienced it firsthand. I have an odd, rare form of manic depression. My whole entire body swells up. Even if I get, like I'm talking the smallest amount of contamination of gluten in my system will cause full swelling, everything awful. I feel like a truck hit me, but it doesn't just last for one day. It lasts for 6 to 7 days. And then I get this manic depressiveness, and it's not even manic, it's depression. It is aggressive, like no filter anger. Like I'll punch holes in wall type of anger. It's wild. And people know when I get glutened, I'm sort of mean. I'm not really sort of mean, I'm very mean. And so what's interesting is I just was like calculating like an alcoholic. Okay, what do I have going on next week? If I'm going to eat this croissant sandwich from the plane, I got about 5 or 6 days worth of chaos. I'm going to have to stay in my home. That is how I dealt with things. Like if I knew I was going to get gluten, I just have to like lock myself in my room. And I'm not even kidding you. I ate that thing. It was the best thing because I don't eat stuff like that. I was like, oh my gosh, this is airplane food. It tasted so good. And I couldn't believe it, but I didn't have a reaction at all. And I kept waiting for the shoe to drop. And I thought, no, that can't be. Then I started researching the product that I was using, and it turns out that's one of the main things that it does. It helps heal your digestive tract. Now, we can't claim that it's going to heal people's celiac, but what I did was I decided to test it. So where did I go? Because I'm going to do this. I went to Krispy Kreme. Let's really test this. I had like 6 donuts. And again, no reaction. I could not believe it. So for me personally, I still choose as much as possible not to eat gluten because I know how contaminating it is and how bad it is for you, especially here in the United States. But I know that I can go out to a restaurant and no longer freak out and say, use different gloves and make sure you're using a different prep area and like all the things that you have to do as a celiac. And I don't have to say it's for allergy or celiac. I don't have to say any of that anymore. I can just like do gluten free and know if there's a little contamination. Guess what? My actual gut has healed. That's what has happened to me. And I will say that took about 9 months. Moving forward, though, I went in about the 10-month mark and I got my eyesight checked. And I do that every year. And they were really weirded out. They said, you've had an astigmatism for like ever since we've been testing you. So astigmatism, right? You can't reverse that. Well, it's gone. My astigmatism is completely reversed, gone. My eye vision has also corrected. I don't have to wear glasses when I'm driving. I can actually see movies, like my TV. I can see my phone, which is so tiny. And I remember last year at Thanksgiving, my sister was like, how can you read that? I'm like, because I can now. Like, it's really weird. That's how this thing works. Went into the dentist checked. I had a whole receding gum line on this side, not receding anymore. These are things that are not placebo effect, right? I could tell you I had inflammation and I don't anymore, but you could be like, oh, it's probably placebo. But these other things are not placebo. My hair has gotten really long and healthy and it's finally growing back after COVID and losing most of it. That's a crazy thing about this product is that it's increasing a copper peptide in your body. It's taking 3 elements that Paul is going to talk to you about tonight that is going to actually make a huge difference. 3 amino acids combined together with rogue copper that's already in your body. All of these things are already in your body. This is non-transdermal, creating human systemically good bioavailable copper peptides, which is why everything is so amazing. So I want you to hear me when I say this is one of the best products, if not the best product on the planet. And yes, it's new and it's technology that no one else has, and you can't afford not to use it. Okay, so I'm gonna give the reins over to Paula here. Paula's a good friend of